and welcome to our first video in our Horse Ownership 101 series. So we thought we'd make a series of videos just to keep everyone busy during the lockdown, and those of you that can't come to lessons, give you a little bit of a horse fix. And so we hope you find it interesting. Today we're just going to touch on a couple of the basics requirements that it takes to own a horse. Okay, so as you can see here, we've got Togs. Everyone knows Togs, and he is currently in his stable. Most people find it easier to keep horses in stables, but obviously you still need a paddock for your horse to go out into. And having the stable, even though most of our horses live out, means that they can come in at any time so that we can do their feed. They get into a routine, they come in to be fed and groomed, and if we need the vet or the farrier, or if the weather's really terrible, they do have a stable that they can come into. But it's not absolutely necessary to have a stable. So if you have a horse, you can have them living out. That's as nature intended them to be. So most of our horses do live out, which means that they are out most of the day and they go out at night, but they do come in twice a day to get groomed and get their feet done, etc. Okay, so this is Togs' stable. This is basically the minimum size that you would have for a horse of his size or bigger. Obviously, if you have a much smaller pony, you can go a little bit smaller, but this table is about 4x4 meters, and you can see he's got his hay net there. Any stabled horse needs 24/7 hour access to hay, and obviously water, so he's got his water bucket in the corner here. And the stable needs to be kept clean. Your bucket needs to be kept clean. So this stable will be cleaned out every single day. The shavings will be sorted through. Any of the droppings that he's done over the night will be taken out, and any wet patches from his wee will be taken out. The walls of the stable need to be washed probably about once every 2 weeks or so. And yeah, so this is basically where he would live, and then during the day he'll obviously go out into the paddock as well, where he's got his grazing. Alright, so as you can all see, these are our paddocks. So we have quite a few individual paddocks with secure fencing, so that's very important for your paddocks. The fencing needs to be safe, there can't be any nails or anything sticking out of it. Gates need to be safe and secure. And so those paddocks are made for 1 or 2, maybe 3 horses. And then you all know the big pony paddock with the arena there, where all the ponies go out in a herd. So they're all standing at the gate at the moment because they're getting ready to come in. They're all in a routine that they come in to get their food, otherwise they would be out grazing. So as you can see, the grazing is pretty good. As soon as it starts to get a bit browner, we will be supplementing with hay, especially through the winter for the bigger horses. And yeah, they all have access to water. You can see some of the water buckets, so they have to have water in the paddocks all the time. Our ponies are quite lucky because they have the river, which you all know about. And then you can see the sacks over there, so those are from picking up the droppings. So very important to control the droppings in the paddocks to make sure that you don't get a worm burden, and obviously to keep the paddocks clean and to help your grazing as well. Other things to look out for are any branches that have fallen. You need to walk your paddocks and make sure that there's nothing that could be a hazard to your horses. Any holes, pieces of rubbish that people might throw at the fence, absolutely anything that they could hurt themselves on, nails, etc. So your paddock should be checked every couple of days for that. If your ponies are living out and you're not lucky like us and you have stables, you do need to go out and just check them every single day for any injuries, scrapes, bumps, and they do need to have their feet done every single day. Also to check for any stones or foot rot, thrush, stuff like that that you need to be aware of. So horses are very social animals. As you can see in our paddocks, our horses are always standing together with their friends. So you can't keep a horse on its own. It's very, very important to them to have a herd, even if that's just one other friend. That's what they need to be happy and healthy. Okay, thanks guys. Hope you all found that interesting. So that was a very basic introduction to the infrastructure that you need to keep a horse. And obviously we'll be going into a little bit more detail in some of our future videos. But that was just the very, very basics. And you can see that everything's kept clean, everything's maintained. We pride ourselves on having our horses as healthy and as happy as we can. And yeah, so they can't get out onto the road, they can't get hurt at any point, and that's what the stable yard is based on. So our next video, we're going to touch on a little bit of feeding. This is a very, very broad topic, so we're just going to keep it very basic. But yeah, hope you found it interesting, and see you on the next video.